WIKISPEED 2013, September 12th. This is a Willwood brake pedal. And what we want to do is put 3/8 bolts through it, right here and right here, connecting to the brake master cylinder through our pedal plate. These holes are a little bit too small. Now, 3/8 bolts do fit through the master cylinder and our pedal plate, but we just had to enlarge these. So what we did is we carefully placed it in a vise and then used this 3/8 drill bit to enlarge both these holes. So now these are both 3/8 as well, and it took about 10 seconds per with this sharp 3/8 bit and this strong plug-in hand drill. And here I'll show you the assembly. I wrapped it in a rag to prevent it being scratched. But this is the Willwood brake pedal assembly. In this case it's part number 12194. I believe that's the part number for the entire assembly. Yeah, I think so. Now it has enlarged holes. And Bill, if you'll follow me with the camera, gosh, I don't know how you're going to walk past here safely.
That's fine.
But I'll show the other assemblies it's going to connect to. So here's our pedal plate that we're working with. This is the brake master cylinder, again a Willwood part. This is part number, if it tells me, I'll read it off the box in a minute. Actually, I'll do that right now. So the pedal is Willwood part number 3401289, and that's this guy. And the master cylinder is Willwood part number 2606766. Willwood die-cast 1-inch with reservoir. And that's this guy here. I had to take this rubber boot off to slide it in. So I had to take this nut off, take this rubber boot off, slide this part in, and see it has these two holes. And there's two matching holes in the pedal plate. This was cut by a water jet cutter from our CAD file. So a bolt will slide in and a bolt will slide in like so. Here comes the brake pedal. So we're on the passenger side of this this part here. And oh, actually I need to slide them in from this side. Here's a 3/8 bolt. This looks like it's 1.5 inch long, which is 1.5 inches long, which is more than enough. And what I'll do is I'll slide it in here, thread this over, it goes through the hole here, and it lines up in the back. And actually 1.5 inches looks like it's perfect if that's what this length is. And now I just need to put a nut on it, and I don't see where I put the nut. But that is exactly the idea. 2 bolts. I'll slide the top one in for the sake of the video, and then I'll put nuts on. Oh, Bill knew right where the nuts are. Alright, I'll finger tight a nut on so this won't fall off on me. And this is a lock nut so it won't vibrate loose. And that's finger tight. And I might need to use a slightly longer nut so that a slightly longer bolt so that the nylock portion that makes that nut a locking nut can bite. There it goes, and it sticks out the top. Slide the nut on and tighten. Now this pedal plate has a brake pedal and a brake master cylinder. Now the other parts that connect to this, and that'll need to be tightened more, and I might need to use a longer bolt so it reaches the nylon part of the block. But the other parts that need to be connected are these 3 bolts here connect to the accelerator pedal. We use a 2006 or newer Honda Civic accelerator pedal mount, so the accelerator pedal is right here. The steering rack column comes through here, through this hole. These and these attach to steering rack mounts, which we'll show in a future video. They're cut out of angle. And the steering rack sits in front. So this angle mount sticks here and here, and the steering rack goes across here with its column exiting here, coming up to the steering wheel. And then these 2 bolts here, these 2 holes here, connect to the brake bias adjuster which really we could just use the proportioning valve, which we really could just use a block because we don't do dynamic proportioning. We use the same clamping force all four corners right now. But that is Wilwood combination proportioning valve, and it's part number 260-11179 is what we use on this version, and it bolts right here. So we have master cylinder, pedal, proportioning valve, and then we connect these with lines and T's. We use threaded brass T's to connect the brake lines, and the brake lines go off and back. Two of them here for front right and then rear right, and then two of them here for front left and rear left. And then we have the steering column and the accelerator pedal, and you have a complete pedal plate, all of the control systems of the car, as 1/8 of the car done as a module.